Mud. It's the great equalizer. It levels the playing field. Everyone has to deal with the same conditions. It delivers unpredictable results, leaving every lap in suspense, and the outcome of not just the race, but the championship in jeopardy.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
Never wallow with the pig in the mud, because you get dirty and the pig likes it. Mud sucks. As so often discussed in recent weeks, most pundits, including this one, agree that the outcome of the first round seldom determines the course of the season to come. Anaheim results can mean everything or nothing by season's end. Now, in the muddy wake of round 2, we see that proved out once again as San Fran totally reset the table. And a first race that sometimes does mean something has been largely negated by a second race that also bears little on future results. A mud race reveals nothing. 2 rounds in, and the conjecture remains largely the same. Chase Sexton, firing off the line, leads wire to wire and takes the points lead. But it's possible that the conditions might have disguised continuing setup issues with the bike. The talk of an undefeated season can be gladly left behind, as Jet had a far more typical rookie performance, going down at least twice in the main. Conversely, with at least a percentage of expectation removed, Lawrence will likely come into San Diego both relaxed and with something to prove. Jorge Prado winning the heat over the rider who would not only win the main that night, but last year's championship, no less, can only add fire to his American aspirations for 2025. Eli Tomac, with a big rebound, rode a relaxed race to second. Kenny Roczen could have won, sans stalling. Kenny's teammate, Shane McElrath, followed Roczen home for the best main event of his 450 career. Or is that McElrath? I don't know. And race mechanics spent countless hours cleaning and discarding components and parts from race bikes that had to rebuild from the rain-soaked ground up. And now, it's on to round 3. Anaheim aside, San Diego is one of the most storied stops on the schedule. San Diego has been a championship staple for Monster Energy Supercross spanning across 4 decades. In 16 out of 40 races, the winner of San Diego has gone on to win the title. 40% of the time, the rider who wins the San Diego round becomes the champion. So this is, in fact, a race that often does mean something at the end of the season. The San Diego Supercross was held in Jack Murphy, or Qualcomm, Stadium 31 times from 1980 to 2014. That facility has since been demolished. The stadium had opened in 1967 as San Diego Stadium and was known as Jack Murphy Stadium from 1981 to 1997. From 1997 to 2017, the stadium's naming rights were owned by San Diego-based Qualcomm. The stadium was the longtime home of the San Diego Chargers of the NFL and the San Diego Padres of Major League Baseball. The Chargers played at the stadium from 1967 through the 2016 season. The Padres played home games at the stadium from their founding in 1969 through the 2003 season, then moved to Petco Park in downtown San Diego in 2004. Petco Park had been newly built in the famed Gaslight Downtown District. The southern side of the stadium is bounded by the San Diego Trolley light rail tracks along the north side of Harbor Drive. The new Snapdragon Stadium, home of the San Diego State Aztecs, was built very near to the site of the former Supercross mainstay, Qualcomm Stadium. It opened in 2022. Enough stick and ball nonsense. Despite being designed primarily as a football-baseball palace, The Mission Valley Stadium over the years became the leading motorsports venue in San Diego County. In addition to multiple Supercross races, the stadium also hosted off-road truck and buggy races and monster truck exhibitions from 1980 through 2014. The Mickey Thompson Off-Road Grand Prix Series raced in the stadium from 1986 through 1994 and returned in another form in 2013 and 14. Monster trucks continue to appear, sometimes appearing twice a year to meet the demand. In 2015, the Supercross Series followed the Padres to Petco, with 8 races held there before our latest move to a new venue. Last year, the 40th San Diego Supercross was held at Snapdragon Stadium. Chad Reed is the proverbial king of San Diego, with an all-time record of 6 wins at Qualcomm Stadium, before crowds that topped out at nearly 70,000 people. Reed made his Monster Energy Supercross debut in San Diego during the 1999 season, finishing 17th. He would go on to compile an average finish of 5th place, spanning 19 starts, including 10 podium finishes, and wins in 03, 04, 05, 07, 08, and 2011. Jeremy McGrath had 5 wins in San Diego, 93 through 96 concurrently, plus 1998. James Stewart and Rick Johnson each had 3 wins in San Diego. An El Cajon native, Ricky Johnson first won his home race in 1986. Stewart's first win at Qualcomm came 20 years later, in 2006. Jeremy's first San Diego win came in his rookie championship season of 1993. Having just scored his first ever 250 Supercross win at Anaheim's 3rd round of that 1993 series, Jeremy would also win the following week in Seattle, before making San Diego a hat trick. Jeremy would outduel Kawasaki's Mike Kuraski and teammate Jeff Stanton for his 3rd of 10 wins in that first full season. Johnson would win San Diego in 1987 and 1989, in addition to his 86 win, when he handled Kawasaki's Jeff Ward and teammate Johnny O'Mara, leading that 86 race wire to wire. 20 years hence, Stewart bested the elite of the elite in San Diego. Ricky Carmichael and Chad Reed rounded out the podium, with a semi-retired racer named Jeremy McGrath in 4th. Stu would also win San Diego in 2009 and finally in 2014. Trey Kennard emerged victorious in the first ever race at Petco Park on February 7th, 2015. Eli Tomac won last year's race, besting Cooper Webb and Justin Barsha. Chase Sexton won his very first 450 race in San Diego in 2022. Dylan Ferrandis scored his only podium the same year at the same race. So, in the muddy wake of San Francisco, the table is reset. Chase Sexton regains the red plate, while Jet Lawrence will again don that awful purple number background. Cooper Webb's title hopes have taken the biggest blow, with his crash in Anaheim dropping him from 3rd to 6th for round 1, and an 11th place at round 2. Webb is already 18 points back of Sexton. Lawrence remains within striking distance, some 7 points behind Chase. Tomac and Aaron Plessinger are both 10 points back, with Ferrandis rounding out the top 5, 12 points in a rear. And it looks like more weather is possible, though those prospects have diminished. Does anybody remember the 2019 San Diego round? Saturday was a monsoon. The practice and qualifying schedule was truncated, and when the riders went out for their one and only chance to set a good time, the track was a mess. Sound familiar? Well, hope springs eternal. But we could be looking at a repeat of last week and of 2019. Let's hope not.
Everybody on? Good. Great. Grand. Wonderful. No yelling on the bus.
And hey, If you liked this video, please like this video. Give a thought to subscribing, maybe. Leave a comment if you know how to type. And meanwhile, thanks for watching this.